There's a lot of games out there, some of which you've never even heard of. That's where I come in. I'm Lucious T. I've been playing games since the age of 2, and I have no life. This is RetroActive. So we are talking about I Am Setsuna, the new downloadable RPG game by the Tokyo Game Factory, which is more or less a subsidiary of Square Enix. I Am Setsuna is your classical JRPG. It's set in a world completely of snow. And more or less, the story on the offset is that you are some strange, masked, mysterious man who's from some tribe of masked men, and he is charged with going and murdering this woman named Setsuna. Don't know why, just that's what the person who hired him is telling him to do. His master commands him. And yeah, as far as the story goes in this game, spoiler alert, I'm gonna pretty much go through most of this. There's a lot of things I like about the story, and there's a lot of things I don't like about the story. As far as a JRPG goes, it's a very interesting setting, because yes, you're saving the world, but you're not just a guy, from the roots of nowhere. This man must save the world. No, the world has been having something called the sacrifice for millennia, and for some reason, this one particular person from this one particular village must sojourn to the last lands and sacrifice herself. In doing that, she then protects the world for another predetermined amount of time. So that is kind of your journey, as you go and you try to murder this girl, who then instantly is like, oh no, she's just the sweetest thing ever, no matter what, because you're about to kill her, and like, oh, I'll stab you. But no, you get basically given another chance, which I've heard people say they don't like that. For me, you know what, the setup is the setup. It works, and it falls in line with Setsuna's character, because throughout the whole game, she is the consummate angel who will take everyone at face value, will hold no grudges, and won't want to do anything. Now, as the main character, Ender, you're given several prompts to what you can do. You can say one thing or the other, but no matter what, you always get the same reaction. I don't think there's multiple pathways of such that it can go. It's fairly obvious for who the new recruited characters are going to be, because when you meet them, they all have question mark names, and then once they introduce themselves, you then get the choice to rename them, which is, yes, a nice RPG thing you can do. Which, oh, by the way, there is voice acting in this game, but it gives you the option of turning it off. And for me, I was looking for that old school Super NES game, so I turned off the voice acting completely. So I can't attest to how that works, how it comes off, I don't know. My biggest complaint with this game, more than anything, because I'll get into it, but my biggest complaint is the music. The music is a single piano through the whole game. It's just one solitary piano. Even in that, that killed it for me. That killed it. The battle theme is a piano. The overworld theme is a piano. And none of it is memorable. It sets the tone very well. But yes, I get it. This place is somber. This is dramatic. I got feelings, whatever. But this is an RPG. Albeit a short one, which is also a big positive. But this is an RPG. You're going to be spending 10, 20, 30 hours with these people, especially in battles. And the battle theme was not something that amped me up. This is what it should sound like. Oh, doesn't that sound great? Wow, I could do this forever. Tasty, it's moist. Now here's what it does sound like. dun, 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 dun. It's just, it's too much. I couldn't handle it. I wanted to physically kill myself. Music, big letdown. I get what they were going for, but I really wanted to see some, chiptune, old school music. And that's the thing, is you even find towards the end of the game a hidden area that sets everything into a 16-bit look as well as sound. And I loved it. I wanted the whole game to be like that. It would have been so much better versus in, Unity, which apparently is everywhere. The last 3 modern games I played were in Unity. And they all it's just like, too much. I didn't care for it. Now, as far as call-outs to old school RPGs go, nailed it. Even the beginning is very reminiscent of Final Fantasy VI with a solitary character walking forward during the intro. You have the Chrono Trigger style combo attacks. You have the bad guy joining with you at the end, or you can have him not join. Just various RPG tropes of that era are present here. Now, a nice thing they have done is there's no random battles at all. The only battles are from people that you see, and you can engage them. But what the hell is with these enemy designs? Am I killing rabbits the whole game? You got rabbits, you got bunnies on snowballs, you got penguins. I understand keeping it in a theme, but they don't get you any interesting enemies to kill. It's just, it's ridiculous. Like, the snow theme works, but you don't have to take it that far. It all just started to get bland with everything being snow-covered and ice-covered. Boss battles were cool. I like the way the bosses looked. I wish that could have been transferred more to some of the just NPC enemies. So anyways, the combat in this game is the main reason why you're going to play it. And for someone who loves turn-based style JRPGs, it nailed it. It nailed the combat in a lot of ways. So each one of your characters has an active ATB gauge, and when it fills up, you then get the option of attacking or using a technique or an item, or you can sit and allow your, what they call momentum meter, to build up. You could push the square button, or whatever button you're using, square button, PS4, and it would double down, essentially, and give you more attack power, or more just, kind of think of it like the Gunblade in Final Fantasy VIII, or, Super Mario RPG, how you could time it, and it would do more damage, and so that would allow you to do a momentum attack. And then in killing the mobs, they then would get different abilities based on, killing them momentum-wise, time-wise, and all this other thing. And then every once in a while you would get to a kind of, I don't know, serendipity, some sort of bonus mode where after enough momentum attacks, if you're still going, you would get a bonus kind of perk where it'd be like, none of your guys can die, or none of this or blah blah blah. I'm not sure exactly what triggers that. It's like all these JRPGs, the battle system is good to a point where you can really master it if you get into it, but otherwise you can still manage without really doing that much. Negative side of the battle system is that the way you get items to make new sprinite, which is, think of it like materia, that's what gives you your spells, is you have to kill enemies in certain ways to get certain drops. Now, I really didn't care about getting certain things, so I just killed them however the hell I wanted to. But at a town, you would run into one of these sprinite sellers, and you would sell them your materials, which you really didn't know what materials you could sell or could not, and there wasn't an easy way to kind of just sell everything. I'd say you have to be like, oh, one by one, so you can go into the Sprint and be like, oh, do I have this? No. Do I have this? No. Do I have this? No. Or just go into the other screen and sell everything, but I wasn't sure if I did that it would translate into his other bag, like, do you have to sell it this way? Not to mention, you randomly find stuff on the overworld and in the maps where you can pick up, like, roots and other food stuff, and you're supposedly supposed to be able to make recipes that give you bonus kind of health and stuff like that, but good luck finding these recipes. I found one, and I just had bags full of this crap that I didn't know if I could sell or not. There's no armor system in it, which I like. Made it a lot less complicated, which I think that's what they're going for. So they're trying to make a JRPG in the vein of the old school days, but making it a little easier, which I know I'm saying I like that for the armor system, but I don't like that for the rest of it. I mean, there's points where you're supposed to wander around in a JRPG. It's understood that sometimes you'll be like, how the hell am I supposed to know that? But there are moments where they say, oh, you should go find Mr. George. And then you walk out of the castle, talk to the first guy on your left, and he's like, oh yeah, no one would be here. If they're not here, they would be at one of the guys at the other town. Maybe you should ask a guard at the front of the town. And then the guard at the front of the town's like, oh yeah, he's at that town. And then you talk to the next guard next to him. Oh, that town is just to the north. Like, wow. Like, literally, that happened. So they make it very easy as far as linearity goes, which I'm not complaining about. But it does kill some of the immersion. The thing that I didn't like is they made the spells way too freaking hard to get with the Sprintite. You don't know what to farm for. You don't know how to farm for it. And then once you get it, you're not sure which one you should be using or which one's beneficial. They're just kind of there. And then as you level up, every once in a while you get these flux bonuses, which I don't know what the hell they did. I somehow got the Cyclone spell at the beginning of the game for Ender, and I used it the whole damn time, and it had all these extra fluxes on it, which, are you supposed to assign those? Are you supposed to change? Who knows? But, I mean, all that being said, story-wise in this game is probably what most people go to an RPG for. More or less, the whole game, spoiler alert, you're bringing this girl to go and sacrifice yourself. Along the way, you learn that there's been other sacrifices in the past that have failed. So if that's the case, how come the monsters haven't taken over the world? One of which is your mother, one of which is your mother's sister. Now, in the journey, you learn that one of the guys who was with your mother's sister, or your mother who failed, is actually your father. And he's the guy in the green with the big sword, which they never connect, which I liked. I like that they didn't actually get that moment of saying, oh yeah, you're my... That was nice. It wasn't heavy-handed. The big payoff, though, is that the whole time you're bringing this woman essentially to die. She's ready to die, and she's accepting it. But when you get to the end of the game, obviously, she's not going to die. What the hell? How's that going to happen? That never happens. Of course, some miracle's going to happen, and she's not going to die. Well, you get to the end of the game, you beat the last boss, Ender and Setsuna are sent into this other world after you learn of all this cool time travel and the fact that it's kind of a timeless loop where Setsuna's gotten to here and always decided to not go through and finish the job. So that's why they keep getting reset and reset until now Ender's there, which, okay, that's a little weak, but whatever, he's there, accept it. And you get to the end of the game, she absorbs the last boss and then demands, alright, kill me. And it's up to you if you want to do it or not. And that was very, very good. A little emotional too. I didn't see it coming. And you don't know what happens. You can choose whether to do it or not. Of course, by this point I didn't. But I don't know what happens. And that was a great, great way to end the game. And made the whole thing. Flaws, warts and all, that ending is great. And I'm sorry I just ruined it. But I did say spoilers. So yeah. Game-wise, it's a nice... I mean, it's only 20 hours. It's totally worth some time. The battle system is fun enough. The enemy types, though, are not very interesting. The music, while appropriate, is so droll. The snow is a great theme, but come on, you could have put in at least, you know, a lava world or something a little bit like an oasis, just to change it up a little bit. All in all, my retroactive rating for this game is a 7. And that's a bad score for me. I really wanted to give this game a better score than it gets. If it hadn't been for that ending, I'd probably be way worse. So yeah,